You're a sword blesser, a wandering poet that christens swords their true name. Great houses rise and alliances fall at your words, but the current youngster before you refused to believe it. Queenmaker. Queenmaker, I whispered, the air crackling as blue lightning etched the name onto the newly forged sword. A young girl, no more than 10, held the weapon as power coursed through her arm, causing her to shiver. My name is Orin, the last of the sword blessers. I am the one who whispers to steel and leather. Up to this point, I have seen many lords and ladies ascend to heights within the royal court. I've also seen alliances crumble into ashes at my words, but here I stand before a young girl, looking into her shocked eyes. I am just as shocked as she is. I've never spoken anything that rose this high up, all the way to the king and queen. But there were rumors, whispers of the queen's increasing ambition. Nonsense! The girl snapped, trying to hide her fear. This sword, christened Queenmaker, does that mean it will make me a queen? I am but a lowly squire. She looked around to the elders, their faces full of confusion. This is your fate, young one, I replied, my voice soft but stern. This sword will make the one who wields it a queen, whether wanted or not. Weeks turned into months, months into years. The young girl had become a young woman, training every day with the sword. She covered the Queenmaker's etching with wrapped leather in an effort to hide her destiny. I was a guest of the castle, in deep slumber when the attack started. There was a sudden pounding on my door that startled me awake. As I cleared the sleep from my eyes, I realized that there was a lot of commotion coming from both outside and in. I jumped up and opened the door to see the squire, holding Queenmaker, standing in the doorway. The queen has led invaders into the castle. She has killed the king. I can feel the sword drawing me towards this. Tonight, whether I like it or not, my destiny will be fulfilled, she stated, the determination burning bright in her eyes. Enraged and desperate, she charged down the castle corridors. I ran after her, watching Queenmaker carve a path through the queen's guards. She fought valiantly, each swing of the sword guided by an unseen force, until she reached the throne room where the queen was standing over the bloody body of the former king, surrounded by her royal guards. What followed was a battle for the ages. This young squire fought off a dozen well-trained soldiers before her loyal knights were able to catch up and join the fray. When the dust settled, she stood triumphantly over the fallen queen. The remaining fighters shook off their battle haze and looked towards the former squire. The sound of metal armor hitting stone filled the room as they all bent the knee to their new warrior queen. The new queen spoke to her followers, her voice resounding with authority. I did not want to be your queen, but I clearly see my destiny now. She removed the leather strapping from her sword, revealing the blue glowing text inscribed, Queenmaker. Looking down at the former queen, she ordered her guards, take her to the dungeon. As she ascended to the throne, I looked at her, the frightened eyes of a young girl replaced by the fierce gaze of a queen. Queen Catherine, the prophecy fulfilled, was ready to lead her country into an era of peace and prosperity. I turned, leaving the throne room, my steps echoing in the now silent hallways. As the last sword blesser, my legacy was not in the steel I christened, but in the leaders I helped shape. And as I walked away, I carried with me the satisfaction of a prophecy fulfilled, and the anticipation of the many more yet to be discovered.